What if I told you that everything you believe about life, about success, happiness, and even reality itself is a carefully constructed illusion? What if the reason you're struggling, feeling stuck, or endlessly searching for meaning is because you've been looking in the wrong places? Most people don't want to hear the truth. They prefer comfort over growth, illusion over reality. But today, we're going to break through the illusion, because if you can face these brutal truths, your life will never be the same again. I'm Dr. Joe Dispenza, and for years I've studied the science of the mind, human potential, and transformation. What I've discovered is both fascinating and unsettling. Most of us are programmed to live in cycles of limitation, repeating the same thoughts, the same emotions, and the same habits every single day. The truth is, you are not in control of your life unless you wake up and rewire your mind. In this video, I'm going to reveal the hidden forces shaping your reality, the uncomfortable facts about life that no one wants to admit. We'll talk about why suffering is inevitable, why your past is controlling your future, and why the people around you may be the biggest obstacles to your success. But more importantly, I'll show you how to break free. Stay with me till the end, because once you understand these truths, you'll never see your life the same way again. Welcome to Mindful Rise. If you're ready to take control of your mind and transform your reality, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Let's begin. Before we talk about the mind's potential to shape reality, we need to address something most people spend their lives avoiding: the one truth that no one can escape: death. It's the most certain thing in life, yet the most unpredictable. You don't know when, where, or how it will happen, but it will. And the uncomfortable truth? Most people live as if they have endless time. We wake up every day assuming tomorrow is guaranteed. We push our dreams aside, delay our happiness, and postpone the things that truly matter. But what if you knew your time was running out? What if you only had months, weeks, or even days left? Would you still waste your energy on things that don't serve you? Would you still be afraid to take risks, to change, to grow? The brain is wired for survival, yet it fears the very thing that gives life meaning: its end. Ancient philosophers understood this well. The Stoics practiced memento mori, a daily reminder of death, not to create fear, but to inspire urgency. Because the truth is, your future is not promised. The only thing you truly own is this moment. Science has shown that people who confront their mortality live with greater purpose. They take action, they let go of fear, and they stop waiting for the right time to live. But most people will never do this. They'll stay trapped in the illusion that they have forever, and that is the greatest lie of all. Before we talk about rewiring the mind, let's face another truth most people ignore. Nothing lasts forever. Not your successes, not your failures. Not your pain, not your joy. Everything you know, everything you hold on to is temporary. Yet people cling to things as if they will last forever. Think about it. The moments you cherish, the people you love, the identity you've built, it's all shifting, changing, dissolving. Look at nature. The seasons don't resist change. A flower blooms, then withers. A river flows, but never holds on to the same water. The universe itself is in constant motion, and yet human beings spend their lives trying to hold on to things that are meant to fade. We fear loss. We resist change. We suffer when things don't stay the way we want them to. But here's the paradox. The more you try to control and hold on to something, the more it slips away. A relationship, a career, even your own youth. The tighter your grip, the greater the pain when it inevitably changes. Neuroscience shows that the brain is wired to seek stability, but life itself is unstable. That's why people fear the unknown. That's why they avoid change. But what if, instead of resisting, you embraced it? What if you stopped trying to make things last forever and instead learned to fully experience them while they're here? Because the truth is, impermanence isn't the problem. It's our attachment to what was and our fear of what's next that creates suffering. Before we talk about transforming your life, let's get one thing clear. No one is coming to save you, not your parents, not your friends, not society. If you want to grow, if you want to change, the responsibility is yours and yours alone. But most people don't want to hear that. They would rather blame their circumstances, their past, or the people around them. The truth is, your life right now is a direct reflection of the choices you've made, your habits, your thoughts, your beliefs. Neuroscience proves this. Every action you take strengthens neural pathways in your brain, reinforcing the way you think and behave. If you constantly make excuses, you're wiring your brain for weakness. If you avoid discomfort, you're conditioning yourself for stagnation. The brain adapts to whatever you repeatedly do. Some people wait for motivation to strike. Others wait for the perfect moment to start. But waiting is just another form of avoidance. There is no perfect moment. Growth begins the second you decide to take responsibility. Look at the most successful people in the world. They weren't born with more luck or talent. They mastered one thing: ownership. They took control of their mindset, their actions, and their environment. They didn't let fear, doubt, or failure dictate their future. No one is responsible for your growth except you. The moment you realize that is the moment you reclaim your power. Before we talk about creating the life you want, you need to understand something that most people refuse to accept. Life is not fair. It never has been, and it never will be. You've been told that if you work hard, if you do the right things, you'll be rewarded. But look around. Do the most talented always succeed? Do the most honest always win? No. Some people cheat, cut corners, and still get ahead. Others struggle their entire lives and never see the success they deserve. This truth makes people angry. They want the world to operate on fairness, on logic, on balance. But the universe doesn't work that way. Nature doesn't care about fairness. The strongest survive, the fastest adapt, the most resilient thrive. So what does that mean for you? It means you can't sit around waiting for life to be fair. You can't expect success just because you worked hard. You have to be strategic. You have to learn the game, understand how the world works, and position yourself for opportunities. Effort matters, but effort alone is not enough. Some people will have advantages you don't. Others will face challenges you'll never experience. That's reality. But the real question is, what will you do despite that? Will you let unfairness break you, or will you use it to make yourself unstoppable? Before we talk about rewiring your mind, you need to understand one simple fact. Growth does not happen in comfort. Everything you want, everything you're capable of becoming, exists on the other side of discomfort. But most people spend their lives avoiding it. They choose what's easy, familiar, and safe, and in doing so, they stay the same. Your brain is designed to protect you. It seeks comfort because for thousands of years, survival depended on it. But survival and growth are not the same thing. If you avoid discomfort, you avoid progress. If you only do what feels good, you will never become who you are meant to be. Look at the greatest minds, the most successful people in history. They weren't special. They just did what most people refuse to do. They leaned into discomfort. They failed, they struggled, they faced rejection, and that's exactly why they grew. Every time you step into the unknown, your brain rewires, your body adapts, your mind expands. That's how transformation happens, not by waiting for things to get easier, but by becoming stronger in the face of difficulty. Before we talk about mastering your mind, you need to understand something most people never realize. You are not in control, not in the way you think. You can't control other people. You can't control circumstances. You can't control the unexpected twists life will throw at you. But still, people try. They obsess over outcomes, stress over the future, and waste energy fighting against things they cannot change. This illusion of control is what creates suffering. When life doesn't go as planned, people feel lost, frustrated, even betrayed. But the truth is, control was never in their hands to begin with. The only thing you ever have control over is yourself. Your thoughts, your actions, your reactions. Ancient philosophers understood this well. The Stoics taught that peace comes from surrendering to what you can't change and mastering what you can. Neuroscience confirms it. When you shift your focus from controlling the external world to managing your internal state, your stress levels drop, your decision-making improves, and your mind becomes sharper. Most people waste their lives trying to force reality to fit their expectations, but those who truly thrive are the ones who let go of control and learn to master themselves instead. Before we talk about creating a new reality, there's something you need to accept. Most relationships in your life are temporary. Friendships fade, people grow apart. Even the closest bonds can break. But instead of embracing this, most people resist it. They hold on to relationships long past their purpose, afraid to let go, afraid to be alone. The truth is, not everyone is meant to stay in your life forever. Some people are here to teach you something. Others are meant to push you toward growth. And some were never meant to be more than a passing chapter. But the problem is, we get attached. We expect people to remain the same. We expect friendships to last a lifetime. But just like everything else in life, relationships evolve, or they end. Science backs this up. Studies show that as we grow, our values, goals, and even our brain's neural connections change. Who you were 5 years ago is not who you are today. And that means the people who once fit into your life may no longer align with the person you're becoming. Yet, instead of accepting this, most people cling to relationships that drain them. They fear walking away. But the reality is, forcing connections that no longer serve you only keeps you stuck. When you understand that relationships are transient, you stop fearing their end. You start appreciating them while they last and letting go when it's time. Before we talk about transformation, you need to understand one thing. No amount of success, admiration, or external validation will ever be enough if you don't accept yourself first. People spend their entire lives chasing approval, trying to fit into expectations, hoping that if they achieve more, look better, or gain recognition, they will finally feel whole. But they never do, because the truth is, self-worth doesn't come from the outside, it comes from within. Your brain is wired for social acceptance. From childhood, you've been conditioned to seek approval, to be liked, to be praised, to belong. But the problem is, when your sense of value depends on others, you give away your power. One negative comment, one rejection, one failure can shake your confidence because you've built it on something unstable, other people's opinion. Studies in psychology confirm this. People who rely on external validation experience more anxiety, self-doubt, and emotional instability. Meanwhile, those who cultivate self-acceptance develop resilience, confidence, and inner peace. Why? Because when you accept yourself, you no longer need permission to feel worthy. You stop seeking approval and start living authentically. Most people will never reach this point. They'll continue chasing validation, never realizing they are running in circles. But those who learn to embrace themselves as they are, flaws, failures, and all, are the ones who find real freedom. The truths we've talked about today aren't easy to accept. Life is unpredictable, nothing lasts forever, growth demands discomfort, and no one is responsible for your transformation but you. Most people will ignore these realities, choosing comfort over truth, but those who embrace them gain something far more powerful: freedom. When you stop resisting the inevitable, you stop suffering. When you take full responsibility for your life, you stop waiting. And when you let go of what you can't control, you finally start living. This is the path to real empowerment. The choice is yours. Stay trapped in illusions or step into reality and create the life you deserve. If this video resonated with you, give it a like and share your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more content that challenges your perspective and pushes you to grow, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Your transformation starts now.